Hey Wildcats, and welcome back to another episode of Wildcat Legends. I'm Carson.
And I'm Alexis.
And in this episode, we have some special student activities, stories from UIL, and all the reports on last Friday night's basketball games. So let's get right into those.
All right, Wildcats, for our next interview, we're here with the only Laz, who I heard that he's going to be teaching something next year. So what is that going to be?
Next fall, I'll be teaching a CTE course, Principles of Law, also Law Enforcement 1, and potentially later on Law Enforcement 2.
That's pretty exciting.
Yeah.
So most people probably don't know you actually have a background in law enforcement, which is probably why you're the most qualified to teach this.
2007, I attended East Texas Police Academy, graduated, president of my class, went to work for Rains County Sheriff's Department. Did that for about 6 years or so until I started a basketball company. I stopped doing that for a while. Went back and got my certification stuff, all over again. And here coming up, next couple of weeks, I'll be working for the city of Point, actually, Point Police Department. And so I'm also working on my instructor's license, which means once I've obtained that, then I'll be able to teach at the police academies as well. So.
That's really exciting. Too bad I'm not going to be here next year to be
Yeah,
able to take that class. What do you think you'll be teaching in that class?
As far as we're going to be going over a lot of criminal law, different tactics and techniques, searching buildings, things like that, a lot of court procedure and stuff. And so it's going to be a lot of fun.
It's going to be like a more advanced forensics almost, but less about the forensics and more about the whole process?
I wouldn't say more advanced forensics. It's going to be another level of criminal justice, basically, and so, yeah.
So I'm sure everyone's wondering, is there going to be any action-oriented parts of that class?
Absolutely. The ninth graders won't be able to actually take Law Enforcement 1. They'll have to go into Principles of Law. First, once you hit 10th grade, you'll be eligible to take Law Enforcement 1. We'll cover things like, self-defense, mechanics of arrest and things like that. So yeah, those with the building checks and building searches and techniques, there will be some hands-on stuff to go through. So
it's very exciting.
Yes.
All right, guys, I think that'll be it for this interview. Thank you so much, Lance, for doing this with us, and we're all excited to see you teach next year.
Thank you.
Hey Wildcats, we're here with Miss Penny, and we're going to ask her a couple questions about what they got going on in the counseling center. So what's going on?
Well, we've got a lot going on. Starting this Thursday, January 13th, we've got the dual credit meeting. So anybody that is interested in dual credit for next school year, so 22-23 school year, I need the parents and the students to attend because Texas A&M Commerce will be there, TVCC will be there, and a lot of information is going to be going out. So that's this Thursday. Next week, January 18th and 19th, the awesome seniors that have completed their FAFSA will participate in the FAFSA Fest. That's during the lunches. Mr. Lance is going to help with that. And they're going to be in the money machine. There's going to be a ton of prizes, all kinds of stuff, awesome fun, and grand prize where we're going to take a little trip to Sulphur Springs and eat lunch and do that kind of stuff. Let's see, so that's the 18th and 19th. January 24th and 25th, we have Unbound North Texas. It is a nonprofit organization that speaks to communities, schools, anybody that is willing to listen about human trafficking. The students will be hearing some information. Parents and the community will be hearing information, and so will teachers. That's why we've spread that out over 2 days, because there's a lot of information. But that's over human trafficking, which is a huge thing and a big concern for Texas, actually. So that's one reason why we're doing that. February 2nd, y'all, I told you had a lot going on. February 2nd, the 8th graders, the incoming freshmen for next year, will be over here for the first part of the day. They're going to tour the high school campus. They're going to see all of our CTE programs. and all the amazing things that we have to offer. So I'm really excited about that. We did that last year, and I thought it was a really huge success. So they rotate around and they do that kind of stuff. And then February 7th, we are having freshman orientation for the incoming freshmen for next school year. So the parents are invited. It'll be in the evening here at the school. Our CTE programs will be set up, clubs, organizations, like Spanish Club, NHS, FCA, all kinds of things will be set up. That way that the incoming freshmen can just kind of see what high school is about, see what RHS is about, this is a new thing for this year. That's something that we're offering, and we're super excited about it. That will start at 5:30 with a presentation and some information, and then they'll release and just kind of see what's all the different booths that will be set up in the cafeteria. So I think there's probably more. I'm sure there's more. But those are the big things that are coming up for the Counseling Center. Super pumped about those. So anyways, we got a lot going on.
Sure is a lot of exciting stuff.
It is.
Thank you so much for being on the show, and we
Yes.
appreciate all that you do for us.
Thank you
On
for
the next
having
one.
me.
All right, Wildcats, for our interview here, we are here with Jacob, who recently went to area, I believe. So let's hear a little bit about that. How far did you go? What place did you make?
I made 11th out of 15th place on the area trombone section, which I would say is pretty decent, taking that those are kids from some of the largest schools around. And,
Yeah, you
proud
gotta
to do that.
be proud of yourself.
Oh, yeah.
So, what is the difference between all region, which I believe you also went to, and state?
All region, really, anyone can go to. You can practice for all region, but there's no, underlying requirement they need to get to it. But it's only the kids that make really well in all region will go to area to qualify for state. So that was a different boat I was in. So, yeah, area was a much, much higher degree competition than all region was.
So, what was the feeling like being there and auditioning while singing in, I assume, a classroom with a whole bunch of other band kids who are competing against you?
Well, I would say it's probably one of the most anxious moments I've ever been in my life, because I've been practicing the music for 2 or 3 months on end now. But I'll say I'm pretty satisfied that I went through the experience. Yeah.
So before we end this interview, what is the band doing next, or is there a better way to word that?
Yeah, so what's coming up next for the band?
Okay. So before we end this interview, what's coming up next for the band?
Well, next for the band, we're going to have the all-region band, where all of the band kids that got really well in all region are all going to go into the all-region band, and we're going to play with a whole bunch of other regions to see how well of a band we can make. So it's good. It's just going to be a couple kids from our school and a whole bunch of kids from other schools.
So it's going to be a whole band composed of the best of the state of band kids.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, that's pretty cool. All right, Wildcats, that's it for this interview. Thank you so much, Jacob, for doing this, and we'll see you guys in the next one.
Hey, Wildcats, and I am Alexis, and I am here today with Miss Skylar. She's going to be telling us about some speech and debate stuff. I am also in speech and debate, so it's kind of cool to, be able to interview somebody on a topic that I love too.
So I'm in prose and poetry, and for that, you go and you pick a literary novel, and you take pieces from that novel and you combine them together to make a story. And basically, you're in a room with about 6 contestants, and you have 2 judges, and you stand up, you read your introduction, and you continue on reading your piece with expression, basically.
How long have you been in UIL?
So normal UIL, I have been in since my freshman year, when I participated. Actually, no. My 8th grade year is the first year I started UIL. And it started with modern oratory, which is you get a topic and you have to write a speech over it, and you literally just present it in front of judges.
Thank you so much for doing this interview with me. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Skylar, and thank you so much for tuning in. Alrighty, Wildcats, thank you so much for tuning into our video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel and check out any other videos that you see fit. And hey, don't forget, we'll see you next time.
Later.